So this book is The One Thing by Gary Keller, and I was interested to read it as I think the promise that this book makes is that, if you're familiar with the Pareto principle of 80-20, it kind of goes one step further and suggests at any given point there's one thing that you should be focusing on. My curiosity got the better of me, and I wanted to understand, how do you find that one thing that you should be doing? I think this book can basically be almost summed up by the title, the one thing, but there's an amazing sentence which the author comes back to time and time again, which I absolutely love, which is, what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? So it's about finding that one thing that makes everything else, the 80% that gets the minority of the results. How do you kind of just scrap all of that and find the one thing that has disproportionate leverage? The main takeaway for me from this book is the feeling comfortable looking at a marketing plan or a development pipeline, or anything where we often kind of see this long list of things that can be done, and just having kind of the confidence in saying 99% of that we could just scrap it from the list, not do it, and it wouldn't make too much impact. And so really refining that ability to find what is, if we were to only do one marketing campaign or one development task this year, how do we find the one thing that is going to really make a big impact for us? This is a brilliant book to read if you are feeling you have too much on your plate, or that you have this kind of never-ending to-do list of things to do, and you're wanting clarity on how do I just, I still want results. I don't want to kind of sacrifice. I want to kind of do less but better. And so I think it's a really great book for helping you identify how do I get more results but with less time or less effort. This deserves 4.5 out of 5. So shortly after reading The One Thing, I also read Essentialism by Greg McKeown. These are very similar, I would say. Essentialism, the whole point is it's kind of the same in that it's saying there's this whole kind of mess of stuff that you could do, but there's a few things that you can do that will have a disproportionate impact. Ironically, it's quite a big book, and I felt as though the book probably could have been summed up in about a third or a quarter of its size. But it's still a very, very good book, and the two do work quite well in tandem. So if your head is in this space and you're looking for a book that kind of just helps you kind of find that calm in a mess of chaos, these are two very, very good books. But if you're going to pick one over the other, I would probably go for The One Thing.